All right. Settle down. Got a lot of things I want to talk about, so let's do this. Come on in. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. Don't break anything. Don't spray shit. Let's go outside, do a quick weather check. And it is back to amazing. Where is she? Ah, there she is. Absolutely gorgeous day. Beautiful, fluffy clouds. I love clouds like that. Just kind of remind me of marshmallows. Here is my beautiful scent of the day, Carnal flower. I don't think I've spent too much time talking about Carnal flower on my channel, but it's a gorgeous white floral, spicy, rich, slightly animalic, fruity tuberose, a little bit green, some gardenia, coconut, very milky, and by animalic, I feel like it's breathing on my skin. I feel like I've got this meaty, animal-like tuberose, just a very fleshy, alive. And this is an absolute treat. It's a delight to wear. I think Frederick Mull called it, he kind of coined it, the beautiful monster, and I totally understand what he means. It's absolutely stunning. I think it's probably one of my favorite tuberose perfumes. I know a lot of people are worried about reformulations. I'm not really a reformulation conspiracy theorist, so I don't really, I don't get bothered by reformulations. If I love something, I buy it, I wear it. I mean, at worst, I've never met a reformulation that is 10% different or more than 10% different than the previous release. So I don't know. I can't be bothered with that stuff, but I wanted to ask you guys a question, and I'm hoping as many people will answer this as possible. It's a very simple question, which isn't so easy to answer, and it's something I've been thinking about probably for the last 6 months. And I've asked numerous people, I've had dozens upon dozens of conversations about this. And the answers range from all over the place. So I'm really curious what some of your answers will be. Makes it really interesting in the comment section. You guys are quite creative, I've noticed. And the question is simply, who are you? But I want you to go deeper than surface level, more than just, I am John. No, well, yeah, your name is John, but you are not John. John does not make you. Or I want to go deeper than, I am a mechanic. All right, you may be a mechanic by day, that's your job, but you are not a mechanic. So go deeper, go as deep as you possibly can. I just asked my 8-year-old son, and he gave me a fantastic answer. I really like this. It's basic, but it's a very true answer. And I asked him, who are you? And his response was, I am me. So think about that. Take it as deep as you possibly can. And this is a question that some of the greatest philosophers in the world haven't been able to answer properly. And my answer is simply like, who am I? I am the awareness that surrounds me. I'm part of universal consciousness. And that's the best thing that I can come up with. I'm consciousness. and I'm connected to the universe and connected through all of you guys through consciousness. So we're all connected. We're all reflections from each other. So I'd love to see your answers in the comments. I'm really curious. I think it'd make for good discussion. But let's go in. I've got lots of things I want to discuss. I have picked up some more L'Artisans. I'm still on my L'Artisan kick. Excellent house. Some misses, of course. You know, not everything is a hit. So there's my sotd Carnal flower. These are the last three that came in for me. Saffron Troublant, Traversée du Bosphore, Sevilla Lobe, and Tea for Two. And this is my beef, this package right here. I'm kind of, you know, I'm not as upset right now as I originally was. But if I had recorded this, if I had done an unboxing, I would have been really emotional. You would have seen the man-child come out. I was upset. I was pissed. I was angry. And I try not to let my emotions get the better of me, but it did at this moment. And really stems down to my attachment to being a frag head. I had ordered this from Fragrancex, Tea for Two. And before I did, I had sent them an email asking, because they had shown on their website the old bottle, the original bottle, and the original bottle looks like this. And what I got was the new packaging. So I had emailed them asking what they show on their website, is that what I'm going to receive? Waited a few days. I didn't get a response. So I went ahead, I put in the order. I ordered 3 L'Artisans Saffron Troublant. They all showed original packaging, Traversée du Bosphore and Tea for Two. So I ordered all 3. You know, these 2 came original packaging. And I called them the day after I had made my order. I called them. And the receptionist picked up the phone. And I asked him, am I going to get exactly what I see on the website? So he took my order number and he said, let me call the warehouse and I'll find out. So he put me on hold for, it was probably in the vicinity of 20 to 30 seconds on hold. And he comes back and he goes, yup, they just confirmed everything is going to be as pictured. And I said, great, thank you so much. And to my dismay, when the box came in and I unpackaged it, I had found the new packaging. And I was fucking pissed, I'll be honest, because I paid more than I wanted to for this, but I wanted the original packaging. And I just told you outside, I just finished telling you, I'm not a reformulation conspiracy theorist. So I'm confident that the perfume in here is as similar as it can be to the original packaging. And I'm not concerned about, I don't care. What I wanted was the old packaging, the original packaging. That's what I was attached to. And when this came, you know, obviously I was upset as a frag head. And just really for the incompetence that I found Fragrancex to be, first of all, not responding to my email. And secondly, I'm not sure if the guy had even called the warehouse because it was just so fast of a transaction. It like I said, 20 to 30 seconds and he was back. And when you're in this business of perfume, I would think that you know what you're dealing with, you know what you're selling, you're aware of different packages. I mean, I know I certainly would be if I ran a business company. So I feel like I was lied to, or I was dealing with somebody really incompetent. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Like, do I send this back? I send this back and I just end up losing a ton of money right after I paid for VAT, after I paid for shipping, and then pay to ship it back. It just becomes a huge headache for me. I don't like going to the post office. I don't like shipping shit back. So now I'm stuck with this. because of FragranceX's incompetence. And now I know that they can't be trusted. I can't believe what I see on their website is what I'm actually going to get. So I'd like to say I'm never going to order from Fragrancex again, but I know that's not the case. As a fragrance enthusiast, I know that I'm always looking for the best deal, or sometimes I'm not even getting a deal, but because I want it, I'm forced into purchasing something, or it's my only option. So I'm just really upset with Fragrancex right now. On the other hand, Maximum Deals is a great place. I've never had a problem there. Big shout out to Max. Love them. But I'm going to go around. I'm going to share kind of my first impressions with these two. And let me turn the camera around really quickly. All right, so taking a deep dive into L'Artisan, I've learned a ton of stuff. Firstly, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money to get quality product, and the niche has definitely changed a lot since it's started. A lot of stuff coming out now is nouveau niche, which is much easier to wear. It's not nearly as complicated, complex, well made as a lot of this older original niche. A lot of stuff today just really comes in fancy packaging with inflated prices, with uninteresting compositions, really. I mean, yeah, they smell nice and they're easy to wear, and they could be fun and stuff like that, but they don't really excite me as much as, you know, this L'Artisan line. Saying that, I'm not in love with all of these L'Artisans. Some are actually too complicated, too complex, and I've not been able to understand them. Some smell really weird. I don't really want to smell like these. Like Zonka is one that I haven't been able to wrap my head around yet. It's just really, it's kind of bizarro, and it's got these weird interplay of notes where I'm like, man, do I want to smell like this? Like, I can get the artistry behind it, but it might be, it feels like a little bit too much to me. Zonka was one. Monchant Loop was also another one that was kind of strange, maybe even a little bit outdated. But these last few that have come in, I've really enjoyed. And the first one I wore, I mean, the last few from Fragrancex, is Safran Troublon, and this is absolutely gorgeous, I think. I'm going to spray a little bit on to remind me. It's a gorgeous powdery vanilla, and it's floral, spicy, ambery. But the one thing that I should remind you is it leans way more on the feminine side than it does even unisex. And there's some white florals in here that would scare off a lot of guys. But for you guys that don't care, I think this is really pretty. It's gorgeous. It's not insanely exciting. It's just really well crafted, and it smells really, really good. I just get a lot of vanilla from here, like a powdery, spicy vanilla. It's got some orangey nuances to it. Safran Troublon. Troubled saffron. I don't get a whole lot of saffron from it, though. I get mostly a vanilla. But I mean, I think it's one of my favorites so far from L'Artisan. But my absolute favorite, I liked a few others. Like, I liked Mon Numero 10, and that's kind of, Mon Numero 10 for me was kind of the balancing act of wearable. It's like conceptual and functional. You know, if it was any more conceptual, it probably wouldn't have, it would have taken it out of the range of wearable for me. But it's just at that point where I'm able to enjoy it. It's well made and it's interesting, and I enjoy it. You know, it's unique in that Coca-Cola note. I've never really experienced anything like that fizzy, maybe slightly aldehydic cola note, but Mon Numero 10 was a big hit for me. But this so far has been my favorite Traverse du Bosphore. And if you watched my video with Christo, you probably remember him saying this is one that technically on paper is something that he shouldn't enjoy because it was sweet and based around Turkish delights. I remember him specifically saying that. But when I had worn this, I didn't find it overwhelmingly sweet at all. Like, sweetness probably wouldn't even be in the first 5 things that came to mind. What really came to my mind was how well made this was. I consider this, you know, borderline masterpiece. And oh, it's just so powdery. It's balmy. It's warm. I get a huge powdery leather that's powdery iris that creates this leather accord. It's warm. It's cozy. Oh, it's just extremely balsamic. It's just like enveloping, almost pastel-y. It's got that that favorite accord of mine that I love, like almost like a compact, a woman's powdery compact. Iris and leather is what dominates this for me. I can see the rose in the background, but it's way more irisy for me. And there's a nougat note. Like, it's so interesting when I read the description to this, a note of nougat, and I can almost sense that just from the balsamicness. But I absolutely love this. This is a huge success for me, and even though I paid way more than I wanted to, I have no regrets for Traverse du Bosphore. Another one that's been really pleasant, really surprising actually, is Seville au Laube. And this is a fragrance inspired from Seville out of Spain. And it is a fresh fragrance that was created between Bertrand Duchefort and a blogger. And it is very orangey and neroli. Supposed to be some orange blossom in here. I get more neroli. And 2 things this reminded me of. One was Diptyque's Eau de Sens, kind of a soapy, clean, fresh neroli. But once that opening kind of falls back, that's when the depth of this fragrance comes out. It's not just fresh, clean, you know, green bergamot and twigs and leaves and stuff like that from the orange blossom tree. It's a little bit honeyed as well. You got these really rich ambers and vanillas and woods that come out in the base, and I love that. You got this complexity of freshness and woodiness, so it's not boring. It never falls flat. Like, I like Eau de Sens, the smell of it, but there's times where it leaves me kind of bored and wishing there was more to it. Eau de Sens, it reminds, there's another kind of a neroli orange blossom scent that this reminds me of, but it escapes me right now. There's some incense and maybe some slight resins, but this is absolutely stunning. Highly recommend this, and this would wear very well in this weather right now. In the heat, it's very refreshing and crisp, and also very cozy. It's got a really nice balance. All of these are really well balanced. Some better than others, but there's been, you know, just kind of a first impression of these. I do plan on showcasing L'Artisan a little bit more. Somebody's reached out and asked if they can share their L'Artisans on my channel, so we're going to go into a little bit more discussion with L'Artisan, as I've really been enjoying them. But I think I'm going to keep this, even though I'm pissed and I spent half a video bitching about Fragrancex, but I was way more pissed when I first got this in. But I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to open it and wear it, but we'll save this for another time. I don't even want to deal with that fucking Fragrancex right now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Drop a comment down below. Always love reading your comments and interacting. Drop a like, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.